here today. All these different little plans, of course, and get this. I go from one thing to the next. Like here I am distracted by. Now these are supposed to be blackberries, but here I'll show you. They actually appear. Goes down here. They almost appear to be more like a raspberry. See, good raspberry. So I don't know if it's a black raspberry. This one still looks a little red, but they are good. They're darn good. See? Now, I swore I got these out of my brother's yard and they were blackberries. But could I possibly get something crossed? I don't know. It is likely. Boy, they're good. If they're not all the way, of course, they're a little, not bitter so much, maybe not sour so much. It's really not that bad, even if they're not all the way ripe, but they're all the way ripe. Wow. Yeah, pretty good. I'll leave some on there in case somebody else wants it to taste. They're a little tart. Maybe that's what I was trying to say. Tart. Here's the quail, everybody. What they're doing. They're rustling around. See that Mr. Nut and whoever down here is, I don't even know if you can see, but they've been collecting their eggs in one spot. So I hope they'll sit on them. I don't know. But I did try an experiment. So I've got Mabel, champion of all time broody duck. And then Oni has also started sitting on her eggs. And Lucy, in second place of brooding, she gets a little upset when I poke around the corner. So what I did as an experiment, and with hopeful success, to tell you the truth, I put some quail eggs under them, and they're sitting on them. So let's see what it does. They're not going to hatch their eggs. There's no male duck. It's going to pop the little quails out, and they're going to think they're little bitty ducks. Oh, not really wanting to confuse them a bunch, but so much stuff to do. Like today, wasn't even on my plans, but here I come out here. You can probably hear this water rumbling. Da-da-da! I fixed the bridge. I was just wanting to fill the pond up with water, but I get over here trying to fill it up with water, and then I get so distracted with the bridge and trying to fix it. I know it's not a precious, beautiful Mr. Miyagi type bridge, but there's a bridge and it functions. So I've turned this thing upside down and it kind of fit just right on there. And it's pretty sturdy. So I feel a lot better with it now than I did before anyway. I cleaned out the pump. There's how well it pumps when it's fresh and clean. But it's been pumping pretty good. The water's actually been getting clear lately. I put the parrot's feather in the water, and the ducks haven't really been eating it. I mean, maybe they have, but they're letting it live. So I did the same over here. I know there's not as much oxygen in the water, and I know there's mosquitoes in there, but I've seen a lot of dragonflies around lately, so hopefully they start putting their stuff in the water. Supposedly they will eat mosquitoes too, I think. And then there's some beetles that do, but whatever. Put it in there. Now the old ducks I had, oh my gosh, they would go nuts on that parrot's feather. I couldn't keep it in there. But I'm glad these ones aren't. And because it needs that plant in there to clean the water out. And I don't know. I'm happy right now, so I'm not going to complain about that. But I'm going to take a little walk around my garden. You can come along with me. And I did some weeding and stuff the last couple of days, especially around the two main garden beds and the pathway where the carpet pieces are. But if you want to, come along. Daisy! Oops, sorry, didn't get that on film, did I? Mabel didn't like Daisy in there. Don't go in there, Daisy. Just leave that alone. Oh, that Mabel, she's something else. Coming with me, Daisy? Or are you staying back there? You're fine. Go ahead. It don't bother me what you do. Well, I guess that's not true, but I think the dog is okay. And weeded a lot. Oop. I love doing that, don't I? So I went through and weeded. So I got the marigolds, I believe, right here. And then some eggplants and some peppers. Different, what are these? These are the super chili peppers. I've seen some peppers on some of these. I think they were the cayennes. There you go. You know, I did a video not too long ago. And here's some of the marigolds. I believe that's the marigolds. What I did in a video not too long ago, I tried to film the variation of leaves between marigolds, Biden's Bipennatas, is it Queen Anne's lace, and then Sweet Annie. There's these other ones. There's the caraway, but it's got a similar leaf shape, but it's not all that similar. See, this is what I believe is the Biden's Bipennata. Now, the confusing part compared to Sweet Annie, which would be well, I think they're all in the carrot family. It's the problem. So they all got hairy stems, and this one in particular, it's got a very, very square, grooved stem. I'm trying to look, see what I've got. Now I do leave some of the Biden's Bipennatas. There's the Biden family in general does have edible and medicinal uses, but I don't like a lot of it because it's the Spanish needles. So you get those little sticky things everywhere, sticking to everything. And then I do have the just some good old carrots. Now this, because you do have the regular ragweed too, and I don't know that that's the regular ragweed or one of the types of marigold too. So I'm just kind of letting it go for now. It's fine no matter to me, no matter what it is. And here's my carrots. See, the leaves are just right here next to a Biden's Bipennata. See, there's similarity in the leaf shape, but the carrot is smaller, thinner, rather, and the stems are, they're a little more round, even though they're kind of got squarish edges on them as well, but that's it there. I'm trying to, because I know I had some. Okay, so whatever. The shapes of those leaves, see, that's why early on I had trouble of weeding them out, because I didn't want to take them out and lose marigolds in the process, or the wild carrots or anything. So I let them get, and I'm starting to notice the differences now that they've gotten a little bit bigger. But everything's going good. Look at this yarrow. Isn't that beautiful? It does got a very nice, interesting, sweet, musky kind of smell. And here's my hibiscuses. Look at this beautiful flower. Isn't that pretty? Very nice red color. And then these over here, which has not been putting flowers on it yet, but they're coming. I see them. That was the one from last year. These Armenian cucumbers down here. They seem to be working their way up. You see my hollyhocks as you walk through the garden. I've got a lot of them. They're the black ones. And some of my peas. They're still going. This one's got some peas on it. Now here's the pinkish yarrow. And it's pretty. It's really pretty. Very similar smell, but oh my gosh. It's so good. We got butternut and spaghetti squash. They're mixed on this thing. But they're just growing right along. I can see the little raspberries, but they're not giving me the fruit yet. They're small. Maybe it doesn't get as much sun as, well, no, the chicken thing. Like right now, it's not getting any more sun than this is. So now this valerian root has just grown. They did very well putting it right here. Very nice. Valerian root. And a little kiwi tree over here. Or vine is what I'm beginning to think that you're supposed to call that. Not a tree. What's this here? This is my chervil. Now this, yeah, that was the other plant I was trying to show, is chervil. I have a lot of wild chervil in the yard. But see, this is just like that. Almost like the Biden's Bipennata. Well, right in the middle between that and the carrots or the sweet Annie, because now why these have got this white, maybe I've done something not getting the right nutrients, but they're smaller. Just like a micro version of that. Much more potent smell than sweet Annie though. Not Queen Anne's lace. That stuff's really potent. And Queen Anne's lace has got a very fine, feathery like leaf on it. Now I went and pulled a lot of this out, and I'm hoping I didn't mess up, because I threw a variety of carrot seeds in this hillside. But that's what I mean. See, this looks like the Bipennatas. See this groove? So that's what's got me convinced of the Biden's Bipennata. See, here's another carrot though. And see, this carrot is not as fine as the other one. And it has the groove in it. And that there, my friend, is why when I weed early on, I'm not sure I can always be 100% certain of which one of those I'm pulling out of the ground. Because I've thrown the seeds everywhere, especially marigold seeds. I've thrown them everywhere, and now they just kind of get everywhere. Like here, all the way down in this hole that I dug. Wait, dun dun dun. There you go, a marigold right there. And then also some Bipennatas. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm getting it. I've got it pretty well figured out, but when it comes down to it, it's just not always certain, especially when they're still really little. This corn seems to be doing pretty good right here. See my walkway. As long as you can see the walkway so that when people come to visit my garden, they don't kill stuff. I don't want them killing stuff. My zucchinis are just growing so well, but wait, I just spoke too soon. Well, let's go in on the first one here and see. There is zucchini number 1. Let's see, any on this one? Oh, I can't say that I see any yet. Now this one, it's a nice basil. My celerix. Maybe not doing the best, but look, yeah, that's got at least 2 zucchinis on it. Look at that. How about them zucchinis? Now let's see this other one. There's a tomato growing. These Tabasco's just starting. I gotta get nutrients on them or something. They're not growing very big. I see them. They're in there. See, there's at least a couple on there. The other one on the other side, pretty small. These beans, got a lot of beans going over here. Not the beans. Beans, more beans. Gonna toot. Okay. Zucchini. Na 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 na. Zucchini. What a wonderful vegetable. I almost said fruit, didn't I? No. That seems to be the zucchini fun. See, here's these hollyhocks. This is the most pretty. This is the biggest one. Look. Bigger than me. Fabulous. Some more corn. Going pretty good. See, way too much grass in here. I need to weed in here. But, and this hibiscus, which I don't see any flowers on yet. At least I'm pretty certain that was a hibiscus. It might be a volunteer or one I put last year and didn't do good last year, but it sprung up this year. More corn. And then my loofahs. Look at them. Look at them babies growing up there. And, is it too much, I think? Now that came up from what I left in there from last year. An Armenian cucumbers growing over here too. Now this is a bit of a mess over here, but it's working for me. It's kind of warm out here, but it's working for me. This area, kind of cluttery. I can't remember what this big old baby is right here, but there's stupid Japanese beetles everywhere. So, oh, here we go. Here's the Queen Anne's lace. Okay, Queen Anne's lace. Very, very fine, feathery leaf. Very potent, sweet smell, like a little of a Sweet Annie, but it's not the same. Rigid, slightly hairy stem, but very fragrant. Now I got this vine. I don't know that it's something I planted or not because it just kind of grew. I'm not sure, but I'm letting it go to find out what it is. And then there's corn. My whorehound, it's done rather well in here. Did pretty good. And some more. It looks like it's gonna be the black-eyed Susans or whatever they are, maybe. I'm not sure. Now that sunflower's doing pretty good. And then there's just various stuff growing in there. See, there's a lot of that Queen Anne's lace over there. A little bit wild right in here, but we've got a lot of the lamb's quarter, so I've kind of not done a whole lot to it. And here's that pineapple mint that's everywhere in here. I kind of catered to it early on, making sure it wouldn't have. It smells good. Smell. And these beans, they're growing. More lamb's quarter. Now this is going nuts, but yeah, it's just too much. I gotta do something about that. But this is more that Biden's Bipennata, and so you can compare it next to the Queen Anne's lace, and it's just more feathery like. I'm feeling the heat. Now my scarlet runner beans are coming up right here. Now there were some from last year, so I don't know if they've perennial on me and some of them came back, or if it's a combination of some coming back mixed with the new ones I planted this year. See, it's coming along really well over here. It's all the way up to here. Wait, all the way up to here. And these tomatoes are doing rather lovely over here. My milkweed. Take a look at that. All these lovely flowers on it. There probably has a lot of bugs in them. But very nice clusters of milkweed. And more scarlet runner bean going up here. These are definitely ones I planted this year because I tried passion fruit on this side and then the scarlet runner beans on this side. But this year I did scarlet runner beans on all three sides, and then the Kentucky Wanderer is right here. And it's growing. Doing pretty good. And then my Job's tear. Got a lot of little tears on it. This stevia right here, for some reason, wants to keep sagging like it's not doing Maybe it's because the water's all draining out of that. I can see, yeah, they're different pots. Because these ones still look good all the time. They look good all the time, and that one doesn't. They're my elderberries. They don't look as good as some of the ones I see out when I'm driving down the road, but at least they're there. Maybe it's because I don't have it in enough sunlight. The coriander or cilantro, its leaves, yeah, it's not like a marigold, but you know, some of these leaves are kind of similar. Ugh. It's hot. Looky there. The yard. Well, what else can I say? The Sweet Annie. And you see it's got those shape of leaves. They're smaller. The stems are definitely more hairy. Alternating leaves. Now that's the front yard that that Sweet Annie is in. Front yard is more my mom's creation. She got a lot of echinaceas and stuff. Here we go. Here's some more. Now, see, this to me seems like the Sweet Annie, where she had thought all this time she was having the Queen Anne's lace. That's really not that feathery, and it's got the nah, it smells like carrot. So that's the Sweet Annie. Here's the Sweet Annie. Come along. And see, the leaf just got broader. That is the Biden's Bipennata. Now that is the more finer Sweet Annie. No, Queen Anne's lace. All these names. So Queen Anne's lace, Biden's Bipennata, and then you go right over here, Sweet Annie. I know we've got tons of giant ragweed. We always got lots of that. Chickens, they seem to love that, eat that. I actually would take a nibble of a leaf every once in a while. It doesn't hurt me. I know you're supposed to be able to make a tincture and it'd help you with your allergies. So I guess I just thought maybe if I ate a leaf every once in a while, it wouldn't, when it hasn't hurt me. Not that I know of. I knew I had a lot of Biden's Bipennata growing, and I knew what it looked like, but I hesitated a lot because I didn't want to pull out any marigolds. I didn't want to pull out any Sweet Annie. I didn't want to. The Queen Anne's lace. I like it. I want it, but it's really it's the same family as the wormwood. So I know you can get the chemical compound in it that's like in wormwood to make absinthe, whatever. And maybe it's a good herbal ingredient to kill worms. Or if I notice the chickens, the wormwood comes through the little fences and they eat a little bit of it. It hasn't hurt them, so I leave it. I thought, well, maybe they would make sure they didn't get any worms or something. So the leaves on the wormwood, they actually show a few similarities as well as that other stuff. It's another little interesting tidbit to the leaf similarities. Of course, then you got the white stem and whatnot on the wormwood, so you can probably tell the wormwood, I mean, ultimately, but I just when I smell of wormwood, but it's interesting, the similarities in leaves sometimes to confuse the herbalist. Now this one last one, I think, let's see, I think it's similar to what that is. Let's see, it's right here in my sage. I think so. It's just the leaves are longer and pointier, but very similar. Every other, well, they come out across from each other like that, don't they? And it's a hairy stem. Alright, I do believe that's enough of me jacking around with looking at these leaves. Trying to figure out which one is which. But hopefully I didn't make it more confusing. Hopefully I got it more figured out myself even. Okay, people. Hey everybody. So I've done my filming today, and I don't even know what time it is, but I think I've been in the heat too long. I'm starting to feel kind of crappy. But I got stuff done. I don't know what kind of bird that is. There's a little bird up there. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see him. And the huckleberries. I got the talk about huckleberries and knuckleheads. This knucklehead right here is being a pain in my booty today. Liddy, you're not even getting the water on you. You're just flapping. You're not getting that water on you. I could have got you wet. Oh. So she got in the back and wouldn't let me get her out and wouldn't leave, and so I had to grab her, and then she wanted to fight me the whole time. Knucklehead. Knucklehead. I got stuff done today, the bridge, and I got those things transplanted, so that's good. No, one eggplant. I think it was at least 3 huckleberries, maybe 4. 3, 4, 3, 4, maybe 4. One was kind of small, but oh, and a basil, the Greek basil, and the Indian ginseng. There you go. But anyway, I need to get something to drink, maybe some food, or just get in the air, just something to cool off. Sitting here feels better already, but I don't know what time it is. Okay, that's enough of my ramblings for today. Check you later. Here comes a dirty finger. Dun 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 dun. Boo!